Paula Aldarelli is the executive director of EarthShare New Jersey, and she joins me today on the Jersey Magazine. Paula, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
I'm good. Now, EarthShare New Jersey is an organization that looks to create environmental awareness. That I got from your website. That's like the Cliff's Note version of it. Tell our listeners what the organization actually does.
Great. Yeah, we've been around since 1994. And what we strive to do is to create an awareness and an engagement with. So it's not just knowing that it's there, but it's getting people out into it. We work to mobilize people to make sure that they are understanding what's out there, what they're doing that's good, what they could be doing that's better, and to help create a relationship between people and the environment.
How did you come to get involved with EarthShare New Jersey?
I've been the executive director there for 20 years.
Wow.
Yes. They, for the most part, happy years. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here that long. But we've done some really great things and we've evolved a lot over that time. And where at one point, many people may have known us just for workplace giving programs, which is where they could donate to our nonprofit partners. Now we are far more robust than that. And while we still do philanthropy programs with employers all over the state, our real mission, as I mentioned, is to mobilize people. So we have education programs, we have volunteer programs, we do fundraisers. We work with over 21 environmental nonprofit groups from all over the state. And these are organizations that are working on air, water, land, and wildlife issues from the Atlantic to the Delaware, from the Highlands to Cape May, and everywhere in between.
So the
So
entire state, in other words.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's what's great about us is that we are kind of this one resource for individuals and businesses to connect with the environment without having to search all over. We do a vetting of our nonprofit partners on an annual basis. So we can tell you that we feel 100% confident in that they're doing what they say they're doing, and they have the controls and the fiscal responsibility in place to go along with that.
You mentioned being there 20 years as the executive director. What do you feel is your biggest accomplishment so far? What are you most proud of?
That we're continuing to evolve to meet the needs of our nonprofit partners and the community at large. You know, when we're able to sit there, you know, a lot of organizations have their lane and they stay in that lane and they don't leave that lane no matter what fires are going on around them. They just stay in that lane. And because we've been able to adopt to many different changes that have taken place in the workplaces and in the state of New Jersey, we've been able to survive. And COVID actually forced us to take a look inside and see what do we do that's really good and how can we maximize the impact of those efforts. And that's where we've gotten to today.
I was going to ask you what effect COVID's had on you. What was the biggest effect that it had?
Everything we do is in person. So every activity, whether it is a volunteer program or an education program, everything was face to face and that was gone. So yes, it was a challenging time. You know, you have to furlough yourself and your staff to get through these things. But when you come back and you're able to be stronger because you took the time to do that introspect, it really helped us as an organization. And our nonprofit partners needed us more than ever. And that's when we started doing more hybrid type experiences with, you know, online education programs. And when the volunteering came back, we've seen in the last, you know, 6 months, it's come back, you know, I don't know how to say it impactfully enough, but we have got a waiting list of people wanting to get out and do volunteer programs with us and our nonprofit partners. And we have a couple events coming up with regard to that called the Green Day Challenge, which has companies or businesses of any size all over the state competing with each other to have the greatest environmental impact. And that's something which directly connects our nonprofit partners with individuals and businesses to make that connection.
How do you tie schools into this, or can you tie schools into this?
We don't really tie schools in directly right now. We focus predominantly with employers. However, we do a lot of different things in terms of supporting our nonprofit partners so that they can do more with schools. The funding we provide to our nonprofit partners is unrestricted. That means they can use it for whatever they need. So if they need it for programs that they provide for schools, they do. Additionally, we do a program in the fall called Earth Care Day. And what that is it's strictly an environmental education engagement day. Takes place at Cheesequake State Park, usually the first or second Sunday of October. And that's where school groups or kids, scouts, different school-aged clubs come out and really get hands-on learning. And there's no fee for that at all. You're meeting animals, you're learning about the environment. We have beekeepers that come out with their hives so that people can see how bees work, and they mark the queens so you can see them walking through, and they get to see animal pelts and learn about what's out there. We have the colleges that come out and take kids into the wetlands area to show them what's there and why it's important to protect these places. And that's really what we strive to do, whether it's for a child, young adult, or adult. We want to get people to understand why it's so important to protect our environment.
Paula Aldarelli, Executive Director of EarthShare New Jersey, my guest this morning here at 105.5 WDHA. There are two events coming up, and for DHA listeners who are looking at this on video, over your right shoulder is one of them. You have EarthShare Rocks. Tell our listeners about that.
So one of the greatest things we've come up with, I think, is a new way to connect people with the environment, and that's through music, because music evokes all kinds of emotions in people. So 6 years ago, we started a concert. It's called EarthShare New Jersey Rocks. And the idea was to bring great talent together with the environment. And that's what we've been doing. EarthShare New Jersey Rocks 2023 edition takes place on March 25th at Martell's Tiki Bar. They are a phenomenal partner. We expect somewhere around 350 to 400 people to come out this night. It's a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We have 5 bands this year. And I think you know one of the bands.
I do, yes. You're trying to draw people in, and for some reason you put my band in this. What are you thinking, Paula?
It's great. And you guys are really talented, and you're a lot of fun. And that's what the night is about. The night is about, coming out, having a good time, raising a lot of money. All of the money from this concert goes to the environmental nonprofit organizations to help support their work. Again, that's some of that unrestricted money that we were talking about. So the other bands that evening include Little by Little, Black Ties, Dead Air.
That's us.
Yeah, I love the name. No Promises, and Savoir Faire. It's great.
And again, that is on the 25th, March 25th at Martell's Tiki Bar. There's another one that's coming up in April, EarthShare and New Jersey Blues at Salty's Beach Bar in Lake Como. Tell our listeners about that, Paula.
It's the same kind of idea, only the music emphasized there is blues music. And we've got some fantastic bands. This group has been coming together. This is only the second year we've done this concert. And we have a new venue for it this year, which is closer in proximity to where a lot of people tend to come and listen. And I know there's the Jersey Shore Jazz and Blues Foundation, and we've got several of their band members performing with us. But it's another great night. Doors open for both shows at 4:00. Music starts at 6. Last band goes on stage at 10. So we'll have food available for purchase. We have all kinds of things. Come, make an afternoon, evening, night, however time you want to get there.
Excellent.
And it's a fun night.
Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't, and again, for DHA listeners who are looking at the video, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the Packers stuff that's behind you. How did that happen?
Yeah, I married into that. I don't know what else to say. My husband is of 27 years is a diehard Packer fan, and my workspace here at home is nothing but Green Bay Packers, and I've got a life-size Brett Favre to the left of me. I've got helmets all over, and I've got iconic photos from the Packers. And, just let's go back to this a little bit. Remember, Lombardi is from New Jersey.
This is true.
Okay, so there are Jersey roots in the legacy of the Packers. So let's just make sure we understand that.
And as a Fordham graduate, I have the Lombardi connection as well. So there you go. For WDHA listeners who want to learn more, again, EarthShare NJ rocks on Saturday, the 25th of March at Martell's Tiki Bar. EarthShare New Jersey Blues on April 29th at Salty's Beach Bar in Lake Como. You can get details at earthsharenj.org or follow them on Twitter at EarthShare NJ. Paula, thank you so much for your time this morning, and I look forward to seeing you on the 25th.
Yes, Jim, we'll have a great night. Thank you so much, and hope everybody comes out to join us.